Event 4 marks the halfway mark of the inaugural season of Terrain Marble Trials, with Gravedigger, Amphibian, those two well ahead of the rest, but Breakfast Rito, Gordon, and Blackcurrant. Everyone's still in this race. It's still a rather close season, as the Holeshot Rollback marks the only bracket-style event of the season, as you can see. 8 groups of 2 for this one, all lined up and ready to go. And as in for this one, you roll up that massive Lego Holeshot ramp, and then you got to roll back down. And whoever rolls back down first gets the win. So do you go up high to get as much speed, or do you come to a stop to get yourself into a big advantage going for the rollback? Butterscotch and Fastfish showing us these strategies, and Fastfish goes up much lower, but gets caught in the Holeshots, and Butterscotch rockets past. What a race that was to open it up. As you can see, Butterscotch goes really high up the ramp, which you think would put them in a bit of trouble, but on this terrain of the Holeshot, it lets Butterscotch rocket ahead as they avoid all the gaps, and Fastfish just gets caught up and cannot get out of it in time to get back into first place. Golden Syrup and Breakfast Rito in Heat 2 here. Seen that first race. It looks like Golden Syrup goes up higher, but it's still very close between them. Breakfast Rito is going to try it, and he's going to go very well. He's going to fend off Golden Syrup easily, staying out of those holes and keeping themselves well in front of Golden Syrup. That was an instance where slowing down earlier goes well for you. Look at Breakfast Rito keeping between the middle all the way down to the bottom. That was perfect, of course, hitting the ramp, and it signifies you've crossed the finish line, so that's going to be no DNF for Golden Syrup, of course. But Ice Cold and Bone Rattler in Heat 3. They go. It looks like it's going to be Bone Rattler who goes up higher, but Ice Cold is struggling to keep out of the dots. Here comes Bone Rattler. He sizes him up, and he next knocked back. What a block by Ice Cold. That was a bit of dumb luck by Ice Cold. Bone Rattler just could not size him up, or Ice Cold knew that was coming, was able to fend him off. Here we go. Ice Cold stuck in the dots, and Bone Rattler knocks him out and can't pass him from there. And it's a 0.0551 thousandths between those two competitors. Very close indeed. It's Lapis Lazuli and Constellation following up a race like that. Let's see what they can do. Constellation is looking to go higher. Lapis Lazuli now has to fend him off. They're both very slow, but Lapis Lazuli does fend him off successfully. You see there, they were both caught up in the Holeshot, and Lapis Lazuli was able to just fend him off by being slightly lower at the ramp. Look, Constellation as well. He's also, if he had actually stayed out of the holes and rocketed forward, they would have easily advanced there, because Lapis Lazuli was doing the same thing and struggling. Amphibian and Blackcurrant in Heat 5. One of those top contenders, Amphibian, against Blackcurrant in this race. What can Amphibian do? Blackcurrant stalls immediately and hugs the side wall to stay out of the holes. That is a very clever strategy. Hugging the side wall like that keeps you out of trouble. And Blackcurrant actually uses the Holeshot to get themselves onto the sidewall and stop them quickly. So Blackcurrant figuring this out with a sub 5 second run, and Amphibian is out in the early stages. Very important as we move on to the other big competitor at the moment, Gravedigger and Overgrowth. Both those competitors, Gravedigger and Amphibian that is, have 2 medals in the first 3 events. Gravedigger goes low, but Overgrowth swings back. Gravedigger can't get up to speed again, and Overgrowth wins the race. What happened to Gravedigger there? So they go up, and then Gravedigger just he gets caught up. He goes to the right on the holes instead of being able to keep going, and Overgrowth rockets to a win with actually being able to turn around faster. Now it's Spruce Log and Gordon. Now you see there's actually turnaround strategies as well. You can't be doing it too slowly due to the Holeshot, and Spruce Log goes much lower. And again the turnaround. Gordon around Spruce Log. That was fantastic. Into first place. Spruce Log. Look at this. They get up to the top. Gordon turns around perfectly, but Spruce Log gets slightly caught up, and Gordon pulls far and away in that race. And Spruce Log, again, second place. What a race that was. Again, we're seeing the turnaround be just as important as the actual rollback itself. Shiverburn and Wave Runner. They're neck and neck coming up. Shiverburn has more speed coming down, but then gets hung up. Wave Runner pulls ahead. Last second, it looked like Shiverburn was going to get caught up on the Holeshot there, and that was right. They got caught up, and Wave Runner was hugging the wall just like Blackcurrant did, and that kept them well ahead of Shiverburn. Look at that right there, just caught on the Holeshot, and Wave Runner is on to our final competitor onto the quarterfinals. And there you see Spruce Log and Amphibian. Gravedigger down in 13th, Amphibian in 10th. A big chance from those teams in the mid-pack spots to make some moves. And Bone Rattler running the only higher than 6 second time of the day. Disappointing indeed as we move on to the quarterfinals. Butterscotch and Breakfast Rito. Down they come. It's going to be Breakfast Rito goes up really high up the ramp. Butterscotch, if they can keep it clean, and they will. They will coast to a victory here. As Breakfast Rito Butterscotch came to a stop very quickly, and Breakfast Rito just got way too high, and Butterscotch did not make any mistakes on the turnaround or on the run back down the ramp. So Breakfast Rito they ran well, but Butterscotch just ran better. Plain and simple on that one. As we move on to the next quarterfinal with Ice Cold and Lapis Lazuli. These two. Long hold on the gate, and off they go. Lapis Lazuli goes high. In fact, it's actually neck and neck. Lapis Lazuli advances. Ice Cold comes to a complete stop. The worst we've seen the turnaround done, because the turnaround was not done at all by Ice Cold there. What happened? So they keep it very clean up the ramp, and then just at the turnaround. At the turnaround, they come to a complete standstill in one of the Holeshots. Lapis Lazuli ran a fantastic time, so unless Ice Cold ran a phenomenal time, they probably would have won anyway with Lapis Lazuli. But Blackcurrant and Overgrowth in quarterfinal C. Ice Cold, though, will be condemned to 8th place for sure after a run like that. Overgrowth stalls out quickly. Here comes Blackcurrant, though. Can they size him up on the far lane? No! Despite Blackcurrant reusing their strategy of hugging the side wall, Overgrowth keeps it clean by just taking the middle and is able to advance soundly. Overgrowth there, look at that. It's going across instead of forward, but both those teams ran a sub 5 second run. That is fantastic, and Blackcurrant's going to be up fuming to miss out on the semi-finals with a run like that. Gordon Wave Runner. Wave Runner goes up really high to the very top, and that lets Gordon coast to a victory. Gordon was actually, both of them took the far right wall there to avoid all the Holeshot, but Gordon stalled out quickly and then just rushed over to the side wall and avoided getting stuck in any of the lines. The Wave Runner just way too high. That was not controlled at all line down the main ramp. And there you see the four semi-finalists, with Blackcurrant getting 5th with one of the best times of the day actually, and despite that is unable to advance to the semi-finals. It's frustrating, but that's just how it goes sometimes in marble sports, as Butterscotch and Lapis Lazuli take semi-final A. To try and confirm medals here, Lapis Lazuli goes up slightly high, but Butterscotch fends him off, and then here comes Lapis Lazuli in the final stretch. They win the race when Butterscotch. What went wrong to give that lead away? It was very close actually. Look at this. Shouldering against each other, then Butterscotch crosses across, and then I think just got hung up too many times. Lapis Lazuli had a straight run between all the Holeshots, whereas Butterscotch was going across a bunch to try and avoid all the Holeshots, and that did not work out. Overgrowth and Gordon. Semi-final B. Overgrowth has taken down some top contenders to get here, but Gordon stalls out very quickly, and that's it. And as Gordon comes to a complete stop, Overgrowth did have more speed there. If they went up higher, they would have had a chance, but Gordon just completely stopped. That was fantastic. Well done by Gordon there, as Overgrowth has a good line. Gordon actually gets hung up there, and Overgrowth, though, 4.601. The best time we've seen so far today, for sure, from Gordon there, as we look to the bronze medal match and the gold medal match for the final. The Overgrowth and Refrigerator will take on for the bronze, and Overgrowth and Butterscotch, these teams ran pretty good times despite missing out. But who's going to get the bronze? Butterscotch goes up way too high. Overgrowth now just has to keep it clean, and does. Butterscotch, in fact, does the opposite of keeping it clean. That was one of the most shambolic runs we've seen so far today, perhaps exhausted from all the other rounds. And Overgrowth, well done there. They're able to avoid all the holes, and then look at Butterscotch, just gets hung up immediately, and 5.824 is one of the slower times of the day, and Overgrowth will capture their first medal of these games, a bronze. As we move on to the final, the Lapis Lazuli and Gordon. For the golden Holeshot rollback, it's been a long channel to get to this point, and Gordon stops immediately, and that is, again, the second time Gordon has come to a complete standstill at the halfway point of the ramp. Look at this, getting airborne on the Holeshot. Lapis Lazuli did not see that coming at all, and Gordon knows they've won and doesn't even really try going back down. They get hung up significantly on the Holeshot, and a massive gold. And the final two times from Gordon, 4.601 and 4.777, were two of the best times we've seen so far today, or just the whole day. And Gordon, that is a fantastically fought for gold in this only bracket style event of the season. Lapis Lazuli and Overgrowth will round out the podium. Now looking at the overall standings, it is still Gravedigger out in front, but look at that. 7 points between Gravedigger and Recrescrito in 5th place, and even then it's very close back to Blackcurrant, Ice Cold, and Spruce Log as well, as we move on to the drag race to start the second half, the home stretch of the season.